particularly my wife, whose freedom and independence I encroached upon while she was in office. And she has been very tolerant and accepted my encroachment and extended her help to my colleagues.
Distinguished, please, I don't think this is a good idea, go in this direction. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea, please.
Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. Like I keep saying, the elections are not over until the Supreme Court rule. But sadly, and not much different from what Nigerians have been suspecting, a senator of the Federal Republic has inadvertently exposed the rots in Nigeria's judiciary. That event happened, as you've seen, I think at the valedictory session of the Senate, when Senator Bulkachuwa inadvertently exposed how he influenced his wife, who was a former president of the Court of Appeal in Nigeria, to subvert justice. Because there is no better interpretation of what the man said than that. And the woman you are seeing on the screen is Justice Zainab Bulkachuwa, the former president of Nigeria's Court of Appeal. The husband told the Senate of the Federal Republic that he influenced his wife's decisions, which in other words means because of his influence, his wife may have subverted justice, or there had been miscarriage of justice. Now, if Nigeria is a country that wants to be taken serious and it's not a banana republic, what it means is that there is a need to set up a panel by the Nigerian Judicial Council, NJC, to review all the judgments that this senator's wife had been given, especially the ones that has to do with politics and the ones that involve members of the Senate within the period, because he was referencing the fact that he has helped his colleagues through his wife. He has helped his colleagues, senators, through his wife. It means that his wife has helped in the miscarriage of justice, obviously. And I hope that NJC and Nigerians should insist that the Nigerian Judicial Council does not allow this to be swept under the carpet. Because here you have a situation where a senator of the Federal Republic is boasting of how he influenced his wife. And the sad aspect of it is not just that he influenced his wife, it is that the wife allowed herself to be influenced, knowing the oath of office she had taken. Because it is another one thing to ask for a gift, and it's another thing to be given the gift. And from the way he said it, it appeared there were several instances of this senator granting favors to his colleagues who were in trouble using the instrumentality of his wife's position. And you can now understand why so many Nigerians have lost confidence in Nigeria's judiciary. You can see why many people don't believe that the judiciary is the last hope of the common man. Now look at what the man said, which you've seen it. He said, and particularly my wife, because he was at the valedictory session, he wanted to express his appreciation to his wife and what his wife have helped him to help his colleagues, because they were dispersing. Some of them are not coming back to the Senate again. So they were doing bantering, okay, reminding each other what they have done for each other, the friendship they have cultivated in the past 4 years or 8 years or whatever years, since the Senate is limitless. There's no limit to the number of time you can contest and be in the Senate. But they were dispersing the Senate was going on its final sitting. They were dispersing. So it was a good occasion for everybody to show love and remind each other what binds them together, the ties that binds them. Remember, it was in one of those kind of occasions that former governor of Abia State cried. So, but this man didn't cry. What he did was to reveal what had been going on, that he had used his wife to subvert justice. And this is what he said. And particularly, that he was talking about thanking or expressing appreciation. It was particularly about my wife, and particularly my wife, whose freedom and independence I encroached. He was aware that what he was doing was wrong. That was why he put it that way, that he want to appreciate his wife, whose freedom and independence he encroached. He knows it ought to be a no-go area. Trying to influence his wife was not right. He knows it from the statement he made. I want to particularly thank my wife, whose freedom and independence I crushed upon while she was in office. Okay, so he knows he was on a path that is not right. And then she had been very tolerant and accepted my encroachment. So the wife eventually succumbed to his pressure, obviously to subvert justice, and accepted my encroachment and extended her help to my colleagues. Of course, if not that the Senate president was desperate to stop him, perhaps he would have gone ahead to mention his friends that were beneficiaries of the favors of his wife. You can see the Senate president desperate to stop him. He said, "Distinguished, I don't think this is a good idea. But going to this direction, it is not a good idea. It is not a good idea, please." So that was how the Senate president, Amen Lawan, stopped Bulkachuwa from really telling Nigerians in details of what happened or how justice are being miscarried in Nigeria by those who are close to justice, to the justices of the court. this is a serious, serious indictment of Nigeria's judiciary. I remember there was a time, either in 2019 or thereabouts, when the People's Democratic Party was insisting that this same woman, this president of Apiko, must recuse herself from a particular judgment. It means that the PDP was right at that time by insisting that she must recuse herself. That time she was still the president of our appeal court. PDP insisted that she must recuse herself. But even her recusing herself didn't help PDP. It didn't make them to win the case or whatever. PDP still lost. Because even if you recuse a justice that you are fearful that the husband can influence her to act against your interest. What if she recuses herself and then she has friends in the judiciary? Or like in her own case, she's the president. She is the president of the Court of Appeal. Even if she recuses herself, she has a lot of influence in that arm of government. She can recuse herself, but other justices that will sit there, many of them are her friends, her colleagues. They enter the profession together. They will enter the government, the Judiciary, Ministry of Justice, and what have you together. They were appointed justices together. They were there. They have a lot of camaraderie among themselves. They can call each other on the phone. They can visit each other. So because a justice recuse himself doesn't mean that he cannot still have influence on a matter through contact with his or her friend. So, but what is important is that this country, the judiciary needs cleansing. Our judiciary needs cleansing. That is why when they tell people go to court, when they rig election and tell people go to court, people understand where those who are telling you to go to court are coming from. Because they believe that the court is their friend. Those in the court are their friends. They can use the husband of the justice. They can use the wife of the justice. They can use friends of the justice and all that. But I believe that those who are called to the high office of justices ought to maintain highest level of integrity. Highest level of integrity. Why we are discussing this now is because Bulkachuwa himself, the senator, was the one that he came out from his mouth. That's why we are discussing it. And we don't know how deep this kind of things are happening in our judiciary. But generally, people believe that our judiciary had already been compromised. That the justice is for the highest bidder, for the well-connected, for the bourgeoisies, nothing for ordinary Nigerian. So when you have a case, you are going to court. You are not well connected. Your pocket is not full of dollars. You may not stand the chance of getting justice. And we have seen a situation in this country where the justices of the Supreme Court will make a ruling and people will be scratching their head trying to understand what happened. There are so many of them. Even in that valedictory session, Senator Rocha Sokorocha also took a jab on the Senate president who contested for presidential ticket of the All Progressive Congress and still got the ticket of the senatorial ticket still got the senatorial ticket of his own senatorial district in Yobe State. And now he's a senator-elect to be inaugurated today, 13th June. That is the sad reality of Nigeria's judiciary. The other day, I heard Olisa Wakoba, senior advocate of Nigeria, say that he cannot predict the outcome of the ongoing presidential election petition in Abuja, because the justices of the Supreme Court had made some rulings that he do not understand. He said before, if it were before, he could be able to be precise on the grounds of law, the possible outcome of the presidential election petition tribunal. But he can't do it now because of what is going on in the judiciary. He said you can go and Google it and check it out. Go to YouTube, check it out. In the interview Abakoba had with Arise Television. This is so sad. And I hope that those who that woman's pretended over their judgment, that they can call their lawyers to go back and review the matter, and they can bring it up to the NJC. If there's a way they feel that there was miscarriage of justice, they can join in drawing the attention of the NJC, so that if there was any case of miscarriage of justice, it can be rectified if possible. That is the only way. And then the NJC should ensure they cannot pretend that they didn't see this video. They cannot pretend that they are not aware of this Senator Bulkachuwa's valedictory speech. They cannot claim they are not aware of it. They should not be waiting for people to come and formally complain and write to them. They should carry out an independent investigation, look at all the matters that concern this former president of Court of Appeal, and see if there are any way they suspect of miscarriage of justice, and carry out a remedial activity so that those who are unjustly punished have justice, and those who deserve punishment by law are rightly punished. But it's a reminder of the roots of Nigeria's institutional systems, and not just the judiciary. When you heard that a former Prime Minister of Britain, David Cameron, described Nigeria as a fantastically corrupt country, it is incidents like this that gives him the guts to describe Nigeria that way. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you will be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, I'll go rank it high and recommend it for more people. God bless you and yours.